My name is Henry Legett. I'm a postdoctoral fellow at the Smithsonian Environmental Research Center. Today, we're out at Cat Point Creek, which is a tributary on the Rappahannock River, because we're sampling for river herring. River herring are made up of two species, alewife and blueback herring. They are anadromous, meaning that, like salmon, they spend their adult lives out in the ocean, and then every spring they migrate into rivers, like the Rappahannock, to spawn. 100 years ago, these fish were super abundant, but since then, we fished them all out, we've dammed rivers, and their populations are less than 1% from what they were historically. Here at the Smithsonian, we are collaborating with universities and tribal organizations to try to restore these fish in systems like Cat Point Creek. It's just important for a number of reasons. They've got ecological, economic, and cultural value. So ecologically, they are a link of resources between marine systems and freshwater systems. So every spring, when these fish migrate from marine habitats up into these freshwater systems, they are bringing those marine resources with them, and they support a broad community of larger predators. So this includes other fish predators like striped bass and rockfish. It includes marine mammals, it includes birds like ospreys and bald eagles. Economically, they're important because in the early 1900s, they were the largest fishery in Maryland and Virginia. And that, of course, now the fish are gone, they don't support that fishery anymore. And culturally, they're important to many local communities, including tribal organizations that, historically, these were a subsistence source. There used to be things like salting festivals. They allowed for those kind of cultural activities. And many of those organizations are interested in restoring those fish, also in order to restore those activities. The specific project we're conducting today is a telemetry project. So that means we're studying the migration ecology of these fish. So as part of this project, we capture them on their spawning grounds, like creeks and streams. We put a tag in them that is a little acoustic transmitter that we can then detect using receivers deployed throughout the river and along the Atlantic coast. We've been tagging and tracking these fish since 2023, and one of the major results we're finding is that they're migrating from freshwater habitats in the Chesapeake Bay up to offshore coastal habitats in the Gulf of Maine and off the coast of Canada. And that's very significant for the restoration of these fish because we're finding that their migration corridors are passing through major hotspots of fisheries for other fish species. So in particular, Atlantic herring and Atlantic mackerel, where incidental species like river herring can become bycatch in those fisheries. So as part of the effort to restore these fish in the Chesapeake Bay, we probably have to start thinking about this other source of mortality that they're encountering along their migration path up north.